Hello, everybody. It looks like we're going to be starting that second hour here pretty soon. They got a commercial break on right now, but it looked like the Scissor Daddies are going to be going up against Swerve and Our Glory. I don't know if that's happening tonight. I just caught the end of it. I would assume that Toni Storm beat Penelope Ford. I did miss that match. And, but we're definitely looking forward to that. So I don't know what title what title tournament match is coming up tonight. But Tony Khan did start the show out with saying that they are going to be doing some of that world title tournament tonight. So I am going to open up my pictures because I took a picture of it and tell you who is in the tournament. Hangman Page versus Bryan Danielson. Winner of that will go on to Chris Jericho, I would assume maybe even next week. And we got Sammy Guevara going up against Darby Allin. And the winner of that will be going up against Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho have the tiebreaker. And then the winners of those two. So let's see if we can guess. So probably, I think Daniel's lost enough in a row. But we just had Daniel and Chris. So we'll probably go with Hangman. Speaking of it, right there. We are back. And it looks like we have Chris Jericho up there with Sammy Guevara, Anna Jay, and Tay Conte. Tay Conte can't keep her hands off of her man. But anyways, Jericho did get that victory over Danielson. So I would assume that Hangman Page will win that one, go on to Jericho. That one's going to be tough, but I think Hangman's going to win that. And there is a good possibility that Hangman wins this whole thing. Because Sammy and Darby will probably win that. But storyline-wise, it wouldn't make as much sense. So we'll say Sammy Guevara wins that one. Then Jon Moxley wins that. So it's Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page in the championship on September 21st, which is a Wednesday. That's on Dynamite. So we all luck out. So we all paid money to watch a pay-per-view that didn't have any conclusions. Should we get a refund? BC. Oh, maybe I missed that match. So he said he's going to beat Danielson again. So does that mean Danielson beat Page already and I missed it? Or was he not supposed to say that? I mean, of course I'd like to see Chris Jericho win this damn thing, but we don't know if that's what's going to happen. Oh, Sammy Guevara is going to be taking on Darby Allin this Friday. Rampage. Danny Garcia going up against Wheeler Yuta in your main event, I would assume, tonight. Look at Anna Jay looking like a smoke show. Without the JAS. A lot of sexiness going on. Sammy Guevara telling us all about it. TNT Championship time. Wardlow. Who's Wardlow going to fight? Is it Jay Lethal time? Is that finally going to come to fruition? Not tuition. That'll start a whole other argument. Whether the government should pay tuition bills. Ah! This is war. Flow. All right, here comes Wardlow. 20-minute time limit. And this is for the title. TNT champion. It's Tony Nese. Old Tony Nese might get his ass handed to him pretty quick here. Mark Sterling's with Tony Nese. Old Sterling Silver here. Let's see if Tony Nese got a better card handed to him here in AEW than he did in WWE. There's a definite size advantage here for Wardlow. But Tony Nese is a specimen. Why is he holding Wardlow's boobies? Oh, Wardlow just headbutted him. Big clothesline. That was kind of a goofy clothesline, Wardlow. Don't ever do that again. Let's stay legit here. He's already pulling off his suspenders, guys. Power bomb. Tony Nese did nothing. And here comes that power bomb. There's one. The symphony of power bombs. How many are we going to get? He should probably just go ahead and pin him right now. Give him another one. Tony Nese. Gonna get powerbomb one more time. Up and down. And again, here comes a third. There's three. That's it. 1, 2, and 3. Wardlow wins. Uh-oh. Wardlow giving him another one. No, he's going after Mark Sterling now. Now, he's already done this to Mark Sterling in the past. We're going to do this again. Oh, he is. He's going to powerbomb Sterling. Uh-oh. Who's this guy? Josh Woods saves him. Wardlow says he's not done. They need to give everybody an awakening. And that's what it's all about. Sticking by your wrestler through thick and thin. Tony. That goes to Tony Khan. Come on, dude. You got all these guys and then you go sign all these other guys from different companies. And all it does is bury your own talent. It's good to see Wardlow kicking some ass again. They got a superstar right there if they decide to use it. But it's up to them if they want to go that far. But Wardlow could be a champion. A company-changing champion. And I think he would be if he went to WWE. Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara this Friday. If you guys watch Rampage, definitely tune into that. Ever since they started, they can't come... I don't know if you guys remember this, but they used to be called the Pillars.
Yeah. Pillars.
And I don't think they even think of them as Pillars anymore. After they buried them with the AEW talent. Or WWE talent, sorry. NXT talent. That's the word I was looking for.
Were those the guys that John Moxley talked about in his speech?
Yes. Both of them.
The Pillars.
But, well, he didn't say Pillars, but he did talk about him. Oh, here comes Daniel. So Jericho just said that he's going to wrestle Daniel next week. So did he fuck up and tell us that he's beating Paige tonight?
I'm sure they'll have him beat Paige. Why wouldn't they? Isn't that what everybody wants anyways? Nobody wants him there anyways, so what difference does it make?
Brian?
No. Hangman.
Why wouldn't people want him there? I think he's very popular. He just had a lackluster title run.
I don't think they really want him there.
Well, his title run was boring, and that's what they're going by.
I couldn't imagine how if Bryan Danielson
Leopold
would be better. Pretty sure it wouldn't be.
But I'm just wondering if Jericho didn't just give it away. He just literally said that he's going to be wrestling Daniel Bryanson next week and then going on the week after to win the championship.
Yeah.
Not that part. I'm not saying that he's going to win next week. I'm just saying that.
Let's see. Walter wants Bryan Danielson to win, though. So let's go. Bryan Danielson says film.
Here comes Hangman Page. He has 20 losses.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I didn't know he'd lost that many times. Anyways, this is happening, guys. What do you think? 30 minutes? How much time we got? Yeah, we got plenty for a 30-minute match. I think we've seen these guys go for an hour before.
I think Bryan Danielson's going to beat Hangman Page in like 5 minutes.
No.
Yep.
All right, that's your prediction. I will be counting. There's the bell, and it has started. They haven't even touched each other yet. "197 days he was world champion. Not quite 2 years, or 200 days, not 2 years. They literally haven't touched each other yet. There they go. They're locking up. Collar and elbow tie up. And there we got a side headlock from Daniel Bryanson. He's going to be honest about Hangman Page. He doesn't know shit. Not Hangman.
No interactions with him.
That's from William Regal. And he hits like the Dickens.
Like the dick.
The Combat Club, the Liverpool or Blackpool Combat Club. I don't even know if Moxley's still considered in that.
In what?
The Blackpool Combat Club.
I don't know.
I mean, he's never in there. He's never coming out with those guys. They don't do the group thing as often as they used to.
Oh.
But they do have William Regal out there, and everybody likes a William Regal.
But do they?
I have a feeling that he's like, well, shit, I need to go back to WWE. Because Vince, or not Vince, but Triple H will hire him back in a heartbeat. I mean, he was running the NXT brand with Triple H there. That's just a piss you off. Daniel runs away after he chops him. Very wise to get out of the ring. It's a very interesting sounding crowd. Like you can hear any of them. So it's very quiet, I guess would be the better word.
Yeah.
Like you can hear them individual conversations almost.
Mm.
Like you can hear somebody go, woo!
Right.
And you don't usually hear that because the crowd's so loud.
Walter is here on William Regal. He's a great manager.
Absolutely. He's a great wrestler in this day, too.
We do have Walter out there. Sophie was in here for a minute or two, I guess. I don't know. Film's in here.
Sophie.
Jaco. Ayla's out there. Hey, guys.
Lots of chops. Oh, here's Daniel doing this again. He did this to Jericho. I wonder if Jericho and Daniel worked out their moves, or if they just watch Daniel's old tapes and he just recycles everything that he does.
Maybe.
I wonder if it's like plays. Like, hey, I'm going to do an AC3. Okay. I'll do a B7-9. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it makes the match go quicker. I wonder if that's how they do it. Is like they call plays. Hey, do your AC3. Okay.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how that actually works. Because there's no way they choreograph a whole entire match. They got to figure it out. Like in the back when they're working it out together.
Right. Yeah, I have no idea what they decide to do. I've never been a wrestler.
Well, I'm just trying to think of how, like, what's the easiest way they could possibly do it. Because you know they're talking. They're calling plays with each other, but are they plays like the NFL? We've got a red zipper hero.
The question is basically I'm pretty sure that they probably do some stuff in the back with each other, right?
Yeah, they sit down and go through it, like, together, you know, in a room. But I don't know how much time they have together. There's no way they do it all day. They don't do it for a week.
But these guys have worked together before, so I'm sure
Right.
it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, Walter says, bye guys, see you Friday for SmackDown. Bye, Walter.
See you, Walter.
Ayla says, night, Walter. Ayla says, boobs, eh? Eh? Yeah, boobs.
Boobs.
Sophie says some dumb crap about AEW drama. Film's like, yes, yes, yes.
With a woman, 'cause she couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I am frowning all the time. Do I sound like Ozzy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a full commercial. We got a full commercial. What kind of bullshit is this?
Well, I really didn't want to watch a boring match, really.
It's over 5 minutes.
I guess Daniel Bryan's losing his grip on reality of how fast he should beat people in the ring. Film really wants Bryan Danielson to win.
I don't know about that one on my end. I think I'm going with the Page.
Think they're going to actually have him win? Doubtful. They'll push the other one.
What's going on?
Less drama.
Yeah. The only reason I could see it is because of the Jericho thing. Because he's a heel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I see Sammy Guevara winning the Darby Allin thing because of Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
Although Moxley could be considered like a Randy Orton type. Just kind of an angry person.
Right.
Could be a heel or a face at the exact same time.
Yeah, maybe. There's Sophie says something about Braun and how he'll be part of SmackDown moving forward. As a face, huh? Well, it's an interesting way to look at it. All I know is he's going over to SmackDown to do something or beat some ass, but don't know if he's actually going to, be a face or stay at SmackDown. Sounds like, hey, Ayla.
Yeah, I mean, he had a pretty good reaction from the crowd, so they could take him over there and then maybe put him up against Roman if they decide to go back to that. I don't know when Roman's going to wrestle again.
Right? Yeah, I don't know what they plan to do with him.
And are they going to use Braun Strowman as the monster that he once was? Because if that's the case, then he'll run through the Usos and that new Uso. And did they bring that new Uso up to lose a lot?
Right.
Or are they planning on pushing him a little bit?
And what is he actually going to be doing, I guess, over there?
Right. Hanging out with his cousins.
No,
And his brothers.
no, not him.
Oh, Braun.
Braun. It was like, so do they already know who will win? Yes.
Of course.
Most of the time, they already know who's going to win the matches. They
Things
try
change.
not to let it, slip out
Things
to
change.
the world.
Sometimes you'll notice during the wrestling event, you'll notice somebody will come down and talk to the referee or something, and they can change things on the go, especially if somebody's hurt. But anymore, the referees have earpieces in. They didn't used to. In the old days, they would run a message down to them if they needed something to change. But anymore, you can see them. They reach on their back, and they're always turning the knobs and pushing
In WWE, for sure. I don't know about the guys in AEW. I don't think I've ever seen them have an earpiece actually stuck in their ear. And if they do, it's wireless or something. But I don't see anything in that guy's ears.
Yeah.
Unless there's something
I don't know. The only time I ever really see it is when there's a hard bump or something, and you'll notice they'll touch their butt.
No, I meant like going into their ear or something. Like,
right.
So if it's not in their ear already, where is it?
Right. I don't see anything on this dude. But I'd have to see his butt.
Like, hey now, Travis, I'm asking as someone who knows nothing about it.
If they already know, yeah. They know. It's predetermined. Not only is it predetermined, but when you win the title, you usually know when you're going to drop it, too. Like, they'll tell you the date that you're going to drop it.
Yeah.
And it's a year, or 6 months, or 5 months down the road. And sometimes you don't, though. And then it's even, like Roman probably doesn't know when he's going to drop it. But he knows it's coming.
And there's always extenuating circumstances that can happen. Somebody gets hurt, somebody gets injured.
Yes.
That can happen in the match while they're doing it for a championship or whoever's winning. And then the other person has to win.
Yeah, I've literally seen people get knocked out and they're supposed to win. And then the guy will fall down on the ground and pull the other guy on him and lose. Seen all sorts of crazy shit. It's like, did you just get pinned by an uncautious dude?
Right? Somehow he fell on top of you. Weird.
But they usually will change the thing. And that's why the referees are told to continue counting no matter what. Because it's better to have the wrestler lose that wasn't supposed to lose than the referee to look weird and stop counting. And that's WWE. I don't know about this organization because they kind of stop counting all the time. So
they stop counting. They count when people's shoulders aren't even down. Who knows what they do? I don't think they know how to do their jobs most of the time. In this one, anyways. Some of them. And then the referees that were good, the crowd hated them or listened to some stupid twat holes on Twitter saying something, and so then it was, oh no, they totally are dumb and they shouldn't do that. And it's like, that's what makes her a good referee.
I feel like you have to be, if you're a runner of a company, you have to be so entrenched in your ways, but yet still dynamic. You know, be able to change, but you have to stand for something. You have to have morals and a code of ethics.
Right.
And I don't feel like Khan has that. If you watch that interview with him and Punk, he's sitting there like agreeing with Punk the whole time. Yet then he suspends him or what? Well, you know, whatever. I mean, obviously he hurt his tricep, but they did say they stripped the titles from him. But he was sitting there like this. Yeah, EVP shouldn't do that. You know, every once in a while he would let go. And then he'd shake his head and kind of, oh, that's on me. I should have taken that interview. Like, when that question was asked, I shouldn't have deflected. Like, he would try to take blame, but it was, no, that's not leadership. Can you imagine Vince McMahon in one of those? You shut your mouth. You know, like, you get out of here.
Like it would have just never happened.
Yeah, well, they would have had respect for him.
Yeah, and it would have never happened. G-Lock in the chat. Hey,
G-Lock
says AEW all the way.
Yeah, well, good one. And it is Wednesdays. And right now we got Daniel Bryan out there with Adam Page.
Yeah, a lot of different things happened. New Trios champions happened tonight.
Yeah, we got Death Triangle as your new Trios champion. Here next, we're going to have Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia going up against each other for that pure championship. It's a pure championship for Ring of Honor.
Yep.
Adam Cole is all up in his bowl.
Right now they're having the AEW Heavyweight Championship Tournament.
Yep, this is the first
match of that is Hangman and Daniel Bryanson, or Bryan Danielson, or whatever the hell his name is.
I think it's Bryan Danielson.
It says, I noticed that when I watch with you guys, the refs do look weird when they count oddly, like Dalitha said.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched enough of it through 27... 30, 40, 80 years of it to know. I just know from the last 3 years of constantly watching the refs and seeing what the refs do in WWE and in AEW. And there's maybe a few refs that are really, really good at their jobs and they do their jobs extremely well. And then you have the refs that are just really shitty.
Right.
And then you have a couple that are mediocre. Meh.
Like this guy, I can't finger him. I always think of that he's bad, but other times he's decent. But
right.
The ones in the WWE are the ones like the guy that showed up in the Kevin Owens match, the darker skinned guy.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
And the reason you know he's good is because you don't notice him.
Yeah.
Like you can't even name the last match he refereed, kind of a thing. Aubrey is good because you do notice her, so she's a little bit different. I call her the autistic one, but I like that. Like she's different. Mm-hmm. She's one of a kind. And I know a lot of fans don't like her, but it's probably they don't like AEW more than they don't like her.
Right.
But yeah, the referees are fun. They're not as cool as baseball umpires, but they're still pretty cool.
Anyways, Luke's back in the chat. Hey, Luke says, I'm back. I'm off restrictions for the rest of the night. Did I miss anything interesting?
No, not really.
That I know of.
Everything's been pretty
Wardlow kept his title over Tony Nese.
Yeah, he whooped his ass. Tony Nese didn't even do anything. He had no offense at all. He actually got in his face, flexed. Wardlow headbutted him. And then powerbombed him 3 times. And that was it.
Yeah. Now's the slow, boring match of the night.
And we got Daniel Bryanson right now.
Daniel Bryanson, dude.
Bryan Danielson. Whatever. Anyways, versus Adam Page. And this is part of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament.
Yes.
Actually, first round. The winner of this one goes on to wrestle Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm. It says, yes, Luke, you missed a ton.
It's, I kind of feel like they should have separated Guevara and Darby with these guys. Because Darby and Guevara, I feel like are the easier two. And these two are better than both of those two. Mm-hmm. Darby's good. I don't like Sammy. I don't consider him a top guy. I don't consider Darby a top guy either, but these two are. So they should have had those two wrestle and then go on. Because Jericho has the harder way.
Right.
Like, I feel like John Moxley has a bye. 2 buys. Like,
He'll probably just be the winner, so it doesn't matter. You might as well just give it to him. I don't know.
It really depends on the Page situation. If Tony Khan is going to wax and wane every time the wind blows, then he's going to give it to Page because people are like, well, they should have never taken it off Page and putting it on Punk in the first place.
Right.
But I guess the real question is who's going to be the better competitor to MJF? Because that's what it all boils down to, is MJF getting it.
Right.
And that's John Moxley.
Right.
And I mean, they even had a showdown at the beginning of the show. So, if you go that route, then it's going to be him. Because Adam Page against MJF that's nothing nobody wants to see. But it would be I guess he's been there since the beginning too, John Moxley. But he's not a WWE guy,
Right.
And I don't know if people still look at John Moxley as a WWE Dean Ambrose guy. But a lot would, especially if they're casuals and they only watch this to bitch about it.
Right.
They see him as a WWE guy. So if they want to keep it all AEW, then they have to do Page versus...
Darby?
No. MJF in the final.
Oh.
But then go on, Page wins, and then he fights MJF.
Right.
But there again, Page is a good guy, and Moxley's a good guy, and that's so, 2 faces. So, but is Jericho going to beat Page? Now all of a sudden we have that very first title match, the first time it got changed to Moxley from Jericho, because Jericho's the first champion. Rematch. Are they going to go reboot all the way back to day one? Which would work.
Right. I don't know. Hassan Terrell's in the chat, though. Hey, Hassan.
Hey, Hassan.
Says, cool. Film says, let's go, Brian. And Ayla says, it's like they're biased sometimes. It was like Travis fingering the refs.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Can't finger him.
The film says, I hope they don't fire CM Punk. I mean, but honestly, if they let him go, then people ain't going to be satisfied. Don't care. It was like, oh, sorry, trying to finger the ref, haha. Film's like, hey, Hassan Terrell. Film's like, let's go, Brian. And Sophie is talking about AEW drama and causing
Lots
stuff.
of drama. 2 and 3. No! Daniel kicked out.
Sophie's now saying that Malachi Black has mental issues and great for AEW for releasing him because of his mental issues.
Yeah, I have no idea about any of that. And did he get released? Is it official? Have they announced it?
Is it official?
Is it on their Twitter?
Let's make it official.
Let's make it official then. Let's make it official.
That, and let's make it official that he has mental issues. Why are we spreading rumors?
I think everybody has mental issues. A little bit. Whoa, Daniel over the top. He holds on, though. We saw this on Sunday. Buckshot lariat? Nope. Hangman did that way too slow. Picked him up. Drops him down. Pulling on that arm. We're going to be seeing a lot of this stuff in the UFC. You think we'll see this move right here on Saturday?
No, I don't.
The lapel lock. Look, he's grabbing his nose, too. Is Paige going to tap?
Yeah, because he can't breathe out of his mouth. Weird.
I know. People plug my nose. I wouldn't even notice.
If you inhibit the breathing out of his nose, gee whiz, how will he ever breathe? Weirdos.
They must be in Buffalo, New York, because everybody in the crowd has Buffalo shit on.
Yeah, they're in Buffalo, New York.
And MJF wore his Josh Allen shirt.
It must be in Buffalo, New York. Anyway, so it's
like, in here in Buffalo, New York.
Now they're in Buffalo, New York. Anyways, Sophie says, way too much enthusiasm. Sophie says, if you have to choose which was a good show to watch tonight, Dynamite or the past Monday's Raw, don't care.
I don't know what you're saying.
I guess it doesn't matter. The question is which show was a good show to watch? Tonight's Dynamite or the past Monday's Raw?
I liked both of them so far. This one's been a little bit different. And it looks like they're trying to go back to their roots, and I like to see that. So we'll see how long he stays with this. But as of right now, AEW is pretty good. We don't have any of those old WWE guys except for Daniel here.
Anyways, P-Cola is back in the chat for just a second. Says it's not only really rumors on Twitch. He was very adamant about his past and dealing with demons. Okay. Well, I don't know him. I don't know him personally, so I have no idea if he has mental issues. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like something out there that's just being pushed because somebody wants it to be that way.
A narrative.
So, feels like, yeah, I came back for a brief moment. It looks like I would rather watch the Stick Dynamite go boom. Sophie says,
oh, shit!
Stuff and rewrite tonight's show. Yeah.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
A lot of
They're figuring it out, though. But Paige rolled into the ropes, though. He was knocked out, but he's in the ropes, so it doesn't matter. Now he just rolled out to the floor.
Knocked himself out of the ring. How does one do that?
He didn't get knocked himself out of the ring. He got nailed by a big knee, but the momentum took him out. Oh. And then he rolled himself out of the ring.
According to Taz, he knocked himself right out of the ring.
Oh, shit. Daniel caught the ropes. Oh, shit. Powerbomb right on that ring apron. That'll hurt you. What is Paige doing? High risk, high reward. Oh, takes out Daniel.
Then landed on his feet.
Hangman, buckshot lariat! You guys watching? Get your popcorn.
Pickle, you guys are so ahead of me.
Daniel ducked it. Rolls through. 1, 2, and 3. Daniel Bryanson wins.
Told you he'd win. Told you the dumb shit would win. Well, Walter, I'm sorry you left so soon, but your buddy Daniel Bryanson won. Film, your dude won. So, bravo.
22 minutes, 56 seconds. So I'm going to give it the whole 23-minute match. I had a feeling they might do that just to get rid of it all.
Yeah,
all
so
the
teach him
drama.
a lesson. Bury him.
Yeah.
Give him nothing. You'll never see him again. He'll never be in a title match ever again. They'll never have him go anywhere near it ever again.
It depends on how they're
They
going to
were
push
getting
this.
rid of
And,
him.
you know, and another thing they might be doing is they might have brought Daniel in to win a championship, and they were going to do storylines to get there. But then with all the other WWE guys that came in and all that other riffraff that was happening, and then CM Punk signing, all that, maybe they're just going to push Daniel to the championship. Because that'll work against MJF.
I guess.
Oh, God. Christian has to get surgery, too.
Huh? Pickle says, oh, boy, there he is. Feels like a life or the show. It feels like, yes, he won. Looks like from everything I just read, it's not official. Black is gone from AEW, but it's being reported that is what happened. And as far as the mental health issues on his Twitch stream, Black said he has been dealing with resurfacing mental issues, but he also said that they have nothing to do with whatever happens between him and AEW.
Right. You got to dissolve those issues. You can't just keep going to counseling and talking about them. Talk
Sweeping
therapy.
them under the rug a little
Talk
bit.
therapy don't work.
Just sweep them under the rug some. Pretty soon you're going to have to pick up the rug. People is like, I better column A and a better column B ahead of me in life and the show. Oh, dang it. Doubtful that we're ahead of you in life. Film's like, hey, Piccolo, how's it going, friend? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Do not reenact actions or stunts in commercials, guys. You could die.
That's a fact. You should have one of those.
I'd rather make one at home. Those are disgusting.
Did you have one?
No, but the other new stuff I've ever had, they were gross. So I can only imagine that that's probably yucky too. Alyssa says, I doubt I'm ahead of anyone in chat or in life. It's probably not the most positive way to look at it.
Oh, you're ahead of some people.
They started drugs. Good for them. Starting stuff. Anyways, Purper in the chat, hey Purper, says, today made me hate CM Punk more, and I don't think that was possible.
A lot of people have that opinion for sure.
I have no opinions.
Toxic. Isn't that his song anyways? Or no, it's Punk. But it's kind of toxic.
It was like, yeah, my glass has a hole in it, so it's always empty. Is it though?
Can't be empty.
It can't be empty. It's
Unless it's in a vacuum. Because it would be full of air.
Exactly.
Oxygen.
Piccolo says, yeah, that's the thing about wrestlers who have a huge fan base and they put their personal life out there. It can be an outlet. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing positive came out of it. Except for we might get a whole reboot of the company. That we're seeing right now with the tournaments, with the trios, and now the World Championship tournament.
Because we want a reboot of that whole John Moxley, Chris Jericho thing.
I don't know. I don't think
who doesn't want to see that 500 more times?
I think we'll see Daniel win. I don't see Jericho beating Daniel twice.
I already said that, but, you know, I'm stupid, so.
What?
I said that Daniel Bryan's going to win it all. I said he's going to be the one that's going to win everything. People's like, it's a way of life, actually. Purper says, y'all want Garcia to dethrone Yuta.
Look at Team Hathaway here, guys.
I don't think I have a pony in that race, Purper.
I don't know who the one guy is with the green hair. But I know the Guns. Look at the Austin Gunn is getting jacked. He's trying to cut him off. He must be lifting with his daddy.
Maybe he's
Look how
working
big
with
he's
his
getting.
dad.
Good for him. He's
I didn't
grown.
know he was a huge John Wayne fan.
He's getting big. Like, he wasn't that big even like 2 months ago.
Right?
He decided he wanted a future. Dude getting jacked.
Why is that guy running around like a weirdo? That's just strange.
What a great, great story here going. Why are they beating up a tiny little cameraman?
I don't know.
They're 4 huge dudes. At least that Morrissey's just standing there.
Ayla says, I live in a Dyson. Sure you do. Luke says, Toxic is a Britney Spears song, Trav.
Yeah, it is.
Ayla says, isn't hers a cover? I can't remember, honestly.
Oh,
Feels like,
shit!
remember, that's the Lee Moriarty dude. Is that Lee Moriarty? The guy with the green hair, that's Lee Moriarty?
I remember the name. Why can't I think of who that Lee Moriarty?
I guess.
Oh, yeah, the guy that was a jobber for everybody. Like, yeah, I guess that is him. He got knocked the hell out. He pulled the Chris Tucker.
He didn't use the right word.
Well, you can't use the right word. They asked him to calm it down.
Should totally.
There it is. This Friday, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin. The winner of that goes on for Moxley. Serena Deeb. They better put both of those matches on Wednesday next week. The world title ones.
Oh.
Because I don't want to be watching Rampage to watch round 2's match. Chris Jericho versus, I guess
Daniel.
Now we know it's Daniel.
He already told you it was Daniel.
Yeah, he told us before.
Yeah, he
like
fucked up.
Jericho done
He
fucked up.
fucked
In his
up.
interview, he said he was wrestling Daniel. Like, he didn't even give Paige a
He's
chance.
like, yeah, I'm totally wrestling Daniel next week.
Yeah, next week I'm going to beat Daniel Bryanson or whatever his name is. And then I'm going to go on to wrestle, I thought he said John Moxley. I'm going to go back and watch that interview, but that would be some funny shit.
He's like,
Serena
just gave
Dean,
it all
Madison
away.
Ray this Friday.
And then you're like, no, it can't be a rematch of that. They're totally... Then it isn't. Ayla's like, I don't think it's a cover. Okay, I'm going to go. I see you guys on Friday. Bye, Ayla. Have a good night.
Old Toxic. Seven-time world champion versus a 6-time world champion. John Moxley beats both of them together, so that match is silly. Yes, this one looks good next Wednesday. Oh, no, that's in 2 weeks.
That's a Grand Slam. And so was that other stuff was on the Grand Slam. But they were just saying how on Friday they'll find out. So it sounds like they're going to do the Darby Allin and whatchamacallit one on Rampage.
Yeah, they are. That's dumb. That's why I said they better not do it with next week's Wednesday stuff, with the 2 finals.
Right.
I don't want one of those matches being on Rampage. All right, we got Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia.
People says, oh, Darby versus Sammy will be on Rampage, I believe. Yeah, it is. Feels like, all right, Ayla, be good.
This reminds me of New York rap. It makes
is.
sense because they're in New York. He's got scorpions on his shirt. He's got scorpions on his shirt, too. It must be a scorpion thing. It's probably a gang thing.
They're probably in gangs.
What's the scorpion mean?
Who's the scorpion in the gangs? I was like, Piccola, and there's your armpit question for the night. And who on earth is this rapper right here?
I don't know. He's number 23 with scorpions. So maybe his name's Scorpion.
I guess he decided he needed to have a come-out party for Daniel Garcia.
You see it in boxing. The wrestler or the boxers come out with the rappers or singers.
Yeah.
His shoes are so blue that it makes his pants look blue at the bottom.
So he supposedly is some great rapper there in that area or whatever when it introduced him earlier.
Nice.
Yeah. He's got his little red group of people over there.
They have
He's
red,
in blue.
but he had blue.
Yeah.
I guess it's not LA. It's a
No,
different coast. They probably don't
different.
do colors on that stuff.
It is-
Colors. It's rap.
Mm-hmm.
Wheeler Yuta. The weirdest championship in the history of the sport, maybe? This is probably worse than the 24/7
A
championship.
pure title.
A pure title.
People's like, this sounds like a Wu-Tang verse. I don't
Doesn't
think that's
it?
what he was saying. But, looks like Scorpion is usually the logo for Sting. Yeah, I don't think they're going for Sting. Like,
No.
pretty sure it was a gang thing.
Yeah, they're
Pretty sure it's gang related. All gang stuff right there. Probably gave each other gang sign high fives and stuff too while they were at it. Which is probably
Okay,
not the
so they
right
do
thing.
have 3 judges in case of a time limit draw. There are 3 judges at ringside. So what's the time limit? So you get disqualified, the belt changes hands, and it looks like you cannot punch. I'm okay with that. This
Okay.
is kind of the old WCW rules, or actually old wrestling rules. You used to not be able to hit with an open fist or with a closed fist.
West Side Gun was the guy's name.
West Side. West Side!
West Side Gun. The
Hey, that's
rap
cool. He
star
shoulda came down
joy
with the
of
guns.
Buffalo, New York.
Oh, Daniel Garcia.
What the fuck?
Now this is a pure wrestling match, guys. No hair pulling, tights, punching. It's not going to be a slobber knocker.
No slobbering.
It's basically going to be the most boring match you've seen in the history of the sport. And there's 17 minutes left. So it's going to be a long one. Might as well start my countdown here. Well, it's happening. They're pushing each other. It's not pure wrestling.
That's not part of it. You
Disqual-
guys should both be disqualified.
By the way, if you do punch somebody in the face, you get 1 warning.
Oh.
There's no second warning. The second one is a disqualification, and you can lose the title. So, if you're a one-punch wonder, punch him in the face, knock him out completely cold, and then pin him, and then you win.
Oh.
Because it's not going to hurt anything. Do you know there is combat sports in the Asian continents over there? I don't know which one, like the Philippines, somewhere in there. They have a sport that's kind of like boxing, kickboxing, right? You can get knocked out. They have 5 minutes to revive them, and then they go back out and fight.
Wow.
There was a guy that got knocked completely out. They brought him back, and he went and won.
Huh.
Think about that.
That's
Not
pretty crazy.
out. Like, well, first of all, think of the brain damage, especially if you get knocked out twice, because they say back-to-back head injuries are what do the real damage.
Right.
You could get back-to-back head damage in the same match.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they have 5 minutes to revive them. So you're not even the winner if you knock them out. You have to wait 5 minutes after you knock somebody out. And think about the emotion, like in the American sports, when you see a knockout, how
Right.
emotional they get. You wouldn't be able to do that because you'd lose your adrenaline.
You'd have to practice being knocked out all the time. And coming back out of it and being okay.
I meant being the winner, the guy that knocked the other guy out. Because if you're like, yeah, and you expel all that, you can't get it back.
Right.
So you would have to stay
Angry.
in the fight.
You'd have to be like, get up, bitch, get up, bitch, get up, bitch. Yelling at the guy while he's dead. Yelling at him, just kicking his dead floppy body.
Well, no, they take him in the corner, and then they smell and salts. They do everything to revive him. It's like, what the fuck? Now that's a combat sport.
Right. right. Vindicator says, Travis, would you be pure and wholesome enough to participate in this kind of a match?
No, I wouldn't even consider it. You know who would be really good in this is Brock. He doesn't hit.
Unless he gets, whatchamacallit.
Right, yeah, he'll punch you in the face if you're Braun Strowman. This bike just burst on me. It's my mom.
Right. Is she back in her house?
Not yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They need to do a few things with the electricity, and she said the linoleum in the kitchen started bubbling, so I don't know if they put it down wrong or what.
Film says Becky or Serena Piccola. He really wants to know, Piccola. You better answer the armpit question.
I feel like that's a weird question. There can only be one.
What is that?
I don't know. I've heard it since I've been in here. Like I heard it when you were out there. Like seriously, have you seen my silhouette? All the above. Is she bored? Oh, it's hungry.
Weird.
AEW Dynamite.
Back from your
back.
picture-in-picture.
These are the two guys I kind of wish they would just kind of fade away. But I get they're trying to push new people, and especially now.
Right?
It's like, ugh. If this is the guys who are going to push, I might not be watching much longer.
Yeah.
At least one of them's a Ring of Honor champion and not an actual real champion on the roster.
People's like, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Flipped to South Park. Oh, film, he really wants to,
Nothing wrong with South Park.
the armpit match. He's got a question for you. He really wants to have an answer to it.
Some chops. So I guess chops is pure wrestling. Wheeler Yuta, snap suplex. Is this wrestling? Can you do that?
I don't think you're supposed to, lean your knee on their head. Pretty sure that's not a wrestling move if I've ever seen one. He's like, I gotta pick my nose just a second.
I think Wheeler Yuta should win this one. That's how bad I don't like Garcia, and because you know how much I love Wheeler Yuta.
Right. Luke says, don't forget to check out what I sent you on Insta after you're offline. It should make you both smile. LOL. I know, right? Totally. As Piccola says, the thing about it is you have guys like Stark, Scorpio Sky, Hobbs, Luchasaurus, Lance Archer. Yeah, all these other guys.
They're just ready.
That you should be seeing.
Brian Cage. They have
the
Brian
main
Cage.
Show, not just on Dark or on Rampage. Piccola says, and all they show are Jazz and BCC for the night. Yep, basically.
Don't ever type BBC in my chat again. Just kidding.
BCC?
BCC. Not BBC.
As, what's his face? Regal was saying it. The BCC.
The BCC. Oh, shit. Drops him right down on his neck. He's going to do another one. Maybe a third? 3 amigos? ...
He's kidding.
Oh, I'm kidding. Say what you want.
He forever wants you to say it. I do what I want, exactly. Please type BCC like 400 million times. Hager says, I respect Yuta, but he needs better opponents on AEW television. But anyways, hope you feel better. See you, Travis, on Friday. Maybe, possibly. Who knows? LOL. Take care, guys.
See ya.
We'll be here on Friday. Tinkle says, give me my cheesy poofs.
My cheesy puffs.
My cheesy poofs.
Well, Kazuma's a biggest. No, I will. Kazuma's the biggest bitch there is. What's bitch's biggest bitch?
Yep. That's the song. That is the song. This is a very technical match.
So technical.
So glad I'm watching
They should have started the show out with this, or even had it on dark.
I'm not sure why we're putting ROH shit on here, but whatever.
It's not only that, but it's the match. It's the style. It doesn't belong on TV. Nobody's going to get into it. Look at the crowd. Nobody cares.
Look, that big guy in the front. He's like, oh, I should be paying attention as he's on his phone.
There's like
me.
there's like 12 fucking people out of 100 that like this style of wrestling, and none of them are there in attendance.
None of them are in attendance right now.
Look at the crowd. I always look at the crowds. That's how you tell if the shit's going over. This is pushing the wrong people down your throats. This is a main event match. This is not a pay-per-view.
Right? Ugh.
But I mean, reminds me of the shit Vince was doing before he left.
Yeah, it's dumb stuff.
You don't put your company on hold just because you don't have any other ideas. Mm-hmm. They could have put that match that we just had, God forbid, at the end, and it would have been perfect. Mm-hmm. Wheeler Yuta landed on the side of his neck and his head.
Well, it seems to be okay. But they're going to picture-in-picture it as they're both down on the ground and they're being counted out. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Phil wants to know, Piccolo, how are you enjoying the show so far? I'm enjoying it. And Piccolo's like, good, I'm glad, Phil. And Phil's like, Piccolo, did you get my question? If you did, it didn't. That's okay. I'll repeat it. Wants to know who's going to win in that hairy armpit match, Serena or Becky? And as Piccolo's like, yeah, I don't know, Phil. Nobody knows. Nobody has answers to it anymore.
Nobody.
Nobody knows answers.
I feel like it should be covered in sauce. I don't feel like you should waste meat without sauce. Every time I have a piece of meat, because I don't like liver with meat with sauce, but it's meat, so I'm like, fuck, I gotta put sauce on this, even though it tastes better.
Put sauce on
because I feel like it's a wasted opportunity.
It's not a wasted opportunity.
Sauce. It is.
You make meats specifically for sauce.
Thank you.
And then you have other meats you make that don't have sauce.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you'd have to mix meat sauce and non-meat together,
wouldn't.
so you could have your sauce.
No. Like, a good steak should never, ever, 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 ever be sauced.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Unless you make it on purpose that way. It's different.
Caramelized
But I'm not going to make
sauce.
my steak, make it delicious tasting, and then go, you know what, would be really good if I just put some sauce on it.
Ketchup.
No, not even.
It's like having a tomato with your steak.
No.
But better.
That's just ignorant and wrong. Anyways, Pickle's like, sauce is a beautiful thing.
Right?
I'm not saying sauce is bad, dorks.
I mean,
I'm saying that there's a time and place for sauce, but when you have a really good steak, that is not the place for sauce. Like, you enjoy that steak because it's so good because you don't need sauce.
What if you dipped it in just butter? Like, if you had, like...
Butter's not a sauce.
You know how there is the, like, things for seafood? It's like a bowl of butter. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
for like
I know
shrimp.
Exactly what you're talking about.
That, but you just dipped your steak in that. I'd eat that. That'd be fine.
So I've made you many a pork chops and put butter on them, and you've eaten them without sauce.
Well, it's butter, but yeah.
You have eaten them without sauce.
Well,
Butter's
those
not a
pork
sauce.
chops are good without sauce.
That's what I'm saying.
But
most steak, I'm not saying all of it. I'm saying most steak cooked very well or good or whatever,
not
seasoned
well.
good.
Not well. I know what you meant.
I know what you're saying. Don't need sauce when you eat it. I mean, maybe the next day, like when you heat it up a little bit, you're like, it kind of needs a little something. You know what I'm saying? But not the day it comes off the grill. Not like that time, like, no.
Unless you cook it with barbecue sauce smothered all over it.
Like I said, unless you're cooking it that way, steak doesn't need sauce. Unless you're doing it on purpose that way. Anyways, Piccolo says, but I like steaks with mushrooms and sauteed mushrooms.
Yes, very good.
Is that a sauce? No, it's not. Mushrooms, sauteed mushrooms, so
Jesus
good with
Christ.
steak.
Look at this.
And sauteed onions are pretty good too.
Wrestling. Fucking. I don't know if I can handle this.
It's almost over.
They've
only got like a few minutes. Pico's like, ha, I do like smothered chops with a good country gravy. See, now it's different if you're making the meat that way specifically, right? I mean, it's just if it's a specific...
How was your hamburger with all the butter on it?
It was okay.
Oh, you ate it up?
No.
Because you put ketchup on it. Ketchup doesn't go with butter.
Okay. Yes, it does.
Was it
goes
overcooked?
just fine. A little.
Okay.
It was a little hard.
Well, yeah, because it was hot when I first put it in. So, like the outer skin.
Yeah. And it was kind of a little dry.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that figured
out. I don't expect you to get it perfect. I ate it. I'll eat it with...
Well, that one was thicker.
I will eat hamburger steaks with ketchup all the time, by the way.
So that one...
There's not going to ever not be a
That one
time.
was thicker than I normally make them, so I went longer than I normally would have.
Right.
There's only like that much hamburger left, by the way. So enough for one more hamburger, but it'll be a little bit smaller than that one, if you want it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Big right hand by Wheeler Yuta. Jesus Christ, it's been 1 minute. It feels like an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's what this is what Daniel Bryanson matches do to me. This is why I can't stand watching him wrestle.
I'm with you, but this is terrible.
Like, this is
hopefully you guys are
ROH
enjoying this
championship.
at home.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a feeling you're not, because
Hopefully
none of the
all of
fans
you
are... Oh,
love
there is a fan standing. 2 fans standing up.
Oh my God, they really want to know
They
what
must be
happens.
related. Oh, no,
Oh, look,
there's
that guy's
3.
standing. They're like,
Uh-oh.
oh, good, look, he's going to
Oh,
get it.
people are standing up. They're like,
Daniel
oh, Jesus
Garcia's
Christ, something
gonna
happened.
do it. He came out with a rap
Hey,
star.
look. The crowd jumped up and started cheering. Oh,
No.
Wheeler Yuta got out of it.
No.
Uh-oh, lapel lock.
Oh, no. Garcia might get out of that one. Look, he's already got his ass up in the air. Not sure what Yuta's doing to him. How is that even a hold that works? Like, what the fuck?
Wheeler doesn't know what he's doing.
What the hell was that?
That was called a roll-up.
How is your shoulders even down?
It's
Like, when your blades have to be down, that they're like, no,
There's
his
no
shoulders
rules.
on the ground.
It's just
fine.
close enough.
Shouldn't he have been counting? He should give him a 1 count on that one.
All right, are we going to get a... Maybe
he
he
gonna
can go
do
to
it
Ring of
again?
Honor. We don't have to worry about him ever again. It looks like he's going to win. I think he might win this.
Oh, no.
Is he humping him?
Yes.
This is just disgustingly disgusting.
Oh, he tapped.
What kind
Hey,
of...
your Garcia guy won. Kuko's like, I believe AEW should be called All Slap Boxing and Factions.
Jesus. I don't know what just happened to the sport, but this is a disgrace.
To pure wrestling that they just had. Pure all right. Let's see. Piccolo Films got another question for you on some, armpits. And Vim also says, I feel like the ending of main event is obviously terrible, in my honest opinion. In the beginning, it was great. It was like 6.7 out of 10 for AEW.
I don't know what to say about this.
I think it's 6. Oh, God. Daniel Bryanson's coming down because Jazz didn't come down. Ugh, seriously.
All right,
oh my
Daniel
God,
Bryan came
got
down
me
because
with a
he's the
spoon.
greatest pure wrestler, so maybe he wants the pure wrestling championship from ROH. Can you imagine headlining WrestleMania 1 year and then just a little over a year later? Oh, look, Wheeler Yuta's pushed him. I thought they were together. They got to do the Ring of Honor. They got to shake hands. Daniel just stole the belt from him. Can you imagine main eventing WrestleMania and then you're at this? Like, this just happened.
This is your future. You're like, I'm going to put it on this young guy who thinks he's so... Look at him. What
Why
a
is he
dweeb.
flexing?
Oh
You
my
gotta have
God,
muscles
what a
to flex.
dork. He doesn't even have muscles.
The fucking belt's on sideways.
What the fuck?
Thank you, Jericho.
Pico's like, let's go with Deeb. All right. Film's like, but 10 out of 10 for wrestling. Yeah, thanks, Film. Let's see. Pico's like, well, this happened. Right?
This is an embarrassment to the sport.
Chris says this theme should be Hook's theme. Oh, yeah?
Wow. Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at his coat.
I don't even know why Jericho's
Rhea
upset
Ripley would
about
wear
losing
that
that
coat.
guy. I mean, who would be upset about it? You shouldn't be upset
I
about
don't know
that.
what just happened. I'm embarrassed.
Anyways, Phil Pico's got a last one for you in his armpits. Hurry up! Answer the question. BCC. Anyways, Robbie's like, what the F is going on? I have no idea, but it's garbage. Whatever it is, it's just hideous garbage anymore. I call it. It's just garbage. James Jones in the chat says,
Hey,
I'm not the same no more.
We could never be the same.
Never the same. Is that because of what you just saw? People's like, ew, the drama.
How do you compete with Raw and SmackDown with a main event like that?
I have no idea. I don't even know why you would even consider that competing.
I mean, put it...
Like, it's such a joke that it's just like,
best,
why is it even here?
At best, you put that in...
On Rampage.
No,
put it on Rampage.
Oh,
at the very beginning of the show.
I get that. I'm talking about on... If you're going to put it on your main show, at best, you put it as the second or third match between two good segments.
Right.
So it gives you that lull, so you can go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do, and then cut that match in half. That should have been a 7-minute match. It was over 16 minutes long.
And it was supposed to be pure wrestling.
There was
and they didn't do all pure wrestling that I saw.
There was a spot in that match where they kneeled in front of each other and smacked each other. Repeatedly for like 30
a minute
seconds.
or so. That's funny. I don't know. As Pico says, ew, the drama.
That just...
Chris, you're fine. Pico says, oh man, Jericho is so crushed. Pico says, what will he ever do? Phil's like, Becky, your data. Pico's like, data. James says, Sting too focused on WWE is what messed them up.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Something. Like, they need to stop. Like, and stop taking their garbage. Just like... How about we swing the pendulum back where it needs to be with AEW and just grow AEW as AEW? Not, hey, let's grow AEW and try to be like WWE and then gather some of their garbage and put it over here and see what happens. Like, oh my God. It's so silly. Anyways.
Like, so the Elite was going to go up against the Undisputed Era. That was like a storyline. They were building at it. You could see it building.
Right.
Fish just left. Like, his contract come up, he's gone.
Oh, so, is he?
Yes. So now it's O'Reilly. Oh, by the way, O'Reilly had neck surgery.
Yeah, he's broken. So he's gone.
That's over.
Adam Cole had an injury, so he's been out.
Jeez. And then, well, now we got the Trios champions, the first ever Trios champions all suspended. But that, I guarantee that's not for long. I doubt that's even real. That's probably just public affairs. So.
But they did strip him of the titles, which is great. Right? Stripped everybody of the titles and started over with whatever. So good for them.
And they shouldn't have had it in the first place.
No. I don't think they should have had it.
When you're the Bucks, you should be always in the title picture, but for
never
the real
titles,
not the trios.
Well, not even for that. I mean, I get it, like maybe playing a part in the titles, but not actually winning them all the time.
Yeah, but they're the best team.
Are they? All right.
You've got to get your titles on the best. Now, like WWE, they have their titles on the best wrestlers they have. The only problem with it is they have 2 sets of titles on them instead of 1 set.
James Jones says, it's bad when your future isn't lying and wanting to go to WWE. Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, he was standing up and just said it. Look, that title on me is gonna help in the bidding war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like, so we already know he's gonna win the title even. Like, it's already set. So why isn't he in the tournament? Because they want that at the next pay-per-view.
Because they want them to have that casino chip because he has the right to go after the...
Right. And that's what we're going to see at Full Gear. I would assume it'll be even that quick. They should wait till February, though. And I know nobody wants to wait that long because it's wrestling.
Right.
Everybody wants to be in a hurry. But in reality, I think whoever wins this title should be champion.
For a couple months.
Into the new year.
Right.
And then February on that pay-per-view, go ahead and give it to MJF.
Right.
And then he can hold it for a year, and guess what year it is? 24. And then the bidding war starts, but he'll be champion, so they'll have that piece.
Yeah.
Although he said he'd take the title to WWE, where there's real wrestlers. And
where all his heroes come from. Anyways, and his one friend went there.
Cody.
Anyways, Pico's like, well, appreciate y'all. Thanks,
yeah,
Pico. Pico also says, go have some sauce and steaks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ruin a good steak with sauce, guys.
I won't break my fast until probably 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Anyways.
4 o'clock
As I am
Eastern.
done eating food for today. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching AEW's Dynamite and all the drama that happened with it.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. We'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye.